Okay, let's open the August 9th, 2022 meeting of the Rutland Planning Board. We have Marilyn Sidoti, Tim Narwhal, and myself present, and we have Mr. Williams remotely. And at this point, Kevin Jarvie is not present. Okay, first thing is meeting minutes from July 26th.
Make a motion to accept the minutes for July 26th.
Yep, I'll second.
I think I had a question here. I was going to Dave's notes.
Yeah, he left some pretty complete
Yes,
notes.
we can just read it off and we'll be all set.
Yeah.
I did have a question about the auto dealership on Barry Paxton Road.
This is in the
It's the
minutes.
last, I'm sorry, it's other on page 2, second page.
Yeah.
It says that it needs to be rezoned. I didn't think that this is the same auto dealer that we've been dealing with, it didn't need to be rezoned. Is this
No,
another?
it doesn't really, wait a minute. I'm worried about, I just said that it was his understanding, talking about you,
Oh, yeah.
that it hadn't been rezoned. Is that what
Yes,
you meant?
yeah, because he was inside the village center district.
Yeah,
So since it hadn't been rezoned, he's got to follow the village center district
Okay,
rules and
I see.
regs is what I was trying to get at.
yeah,
No, I already see what you were saying.
okay.
And let me see, and then I made some other comments about, bylaw subcommittees working on it, bringing it to town meeting
Mhm.
in the fall
Yeah,
to get everything cleaned up on the village center by adding, as part of the special permit, the car dealerships and car repairs.
Oh,
You guys have already got that done, and it's basically, from
Oh,
what
that was
Dave
the
told
one
me,
we already did,
yeah, it just basically is ready to go, and whenever they open the warrant up, it can be put on the warrant.
Right. Thank you, folks.
any further discussion on minutes? Then, I guess maybe we should do a roll call since Dick is not here. So all in favor, Tim,
Aye.
Marilyn,
Aye.
Dick,
Aye.
Norm, aye. So much for minutes. Next, we have A&R on East County Road. Do we have anyone here representing that A&R?
Can everyone hear me? Hello?
Yep.
Okay. My name is John Marchand. I'm from Farland Corp. Here on behalf of the applicant for this project. The applicant is Mr. Islam. He's got a 5.8 acre lot on East County Road. It's located entirely in the residential 60 zoning district. He's looking to take his one lot and create two lots. So he'd be creating a lot for his existing house and then creating an additional lot for a future home. The lots do meet the zoning frontage and area requirements. And we're looking for A&R approval.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe our planner sent you a memo regarding
Yes.
the frontage.
Yeah, He had sent the illusionary frontage policy. My understanding of illusionary frontage is a case where the frontage, there's no feasible access from the required frontage to the buildable portion of the lot. That wouldn't be the case in our situation because there's no physical restriction like a large outcrop of ledge. We're providing, there is feasible access through the frontage. We've just chosen to provide it toward the right side of the lot. As you look at the plan, it's a more direct route to the buildable portion where we have passing perk tests, and it results in less disturbance to the wetland resource areas and buffers that are on the left side of the plan as you look at the plan. So it's not a case where there's no feasible access. It's just the preferred access to the buildable portion of the site.
Yeah, and through the chair, Norm, I personally think it's illusionary because the entire frontage that is being added to come up with the 200, it's unusable. So I basically would like to refer this to council because I'm not an attorney and I want to make sure Amy or somebody can look this over and tell us that we're applying the illusionary frontage correctly, as our planner suggested to us.
Well, I won't argue with you on that. I do think we have a case of, illusory frontage here. And my reasoning goes this way. The frontage that you're calling out to make this a conforming lot, okay, is the longer strip with the wetlands in front of it.
Pond.
Okay, and as far as, at least my interpretation, that access to the buildable lot has to be through that particular frontage, not through additional frontage elsewhere. Because this little strip further over here does not count as the required frontage to make this a buildable lot. Frontage has to be continuous.
I understand that it's not a case where access from the left side of the lot is not possible. We could go through conservation permitting and DEP permitting to cross those wetlands to access the lot. We figured this, tucking it as far away from those wetland resource areas would be a preferred approach.
Do you think that's economically feasible?
Yeah, so I mean, it would certainly be more expensive than the option that we're proposing. There'd be more permitting, more, we have to replicate some wetlands, and it's a lot more time consuming, and it would result in a longer driveway, but it is economically feasible, just not preferred.
Well, I guess I'll just have to kind of say that, I don't picture us endorsing this tonight. If you are willing to agree to an extension on the time requirement for us to decide on this, I will go along with Mr. Narwhal and say that we will send this particular one out to town council for their opinion.
Yeah, I certainly think that's reasonable. would be agreeable to that.
Okay.
Do we gotta fill any paperwork out for an extension? Because I don't remember if we,
I don't think we have anything for that kind of an extension. This
Could
is,
we use one, could we use that form, but just use the bottom section that allows you to extend the final action deadline, which would extend it past the 21
Okay.
days that you have
Yeah.
to
yeah,
decide?
I guess we can.
Which if that's the case, I have John's email address from working with him with Concom. I can send him and get that signature if
Okay.
you want to sign your portion tonight.
Okay, okay.
But that's up to you guys.
Yeah. Now, our problem is how fast will town council respond to this? Dave is not gonna be back until Monday.
Would you like me to reach out to them his behalf or no? To expedite it or no?
I'm
Do
okay
whatever
with
you
that,
guys are
Norm.
comfortable with.
If you think they'll listen to you.
Yeah, I have a couple folks that I work with pretty regularly
Yeah.
through the TA's office. So if you guys are comfortable with that, I'm happy to do that and just CC Dave, so when he gets
Yeah.
back, he has all those communications.
Okay. I'll go along with that.
yeah, and Norm, just to keep Tamika out of any hot water, I would say act as the town administrator's, I don't even,
Executive assistant?
yeah, thank you. I wasn't sure.
Sure,
And say you're assisting because of our planners on vacation.
sure.
And that way, there'll be no questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh. What the heck? This application was dated July 5th.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Is that, did you get this stamped by, our,
Town clerk?
but July 5th? Or is that August 5th? No, it can't be because the drawings are July 19th.
Okay.
So, something doesn't,
I think we had sent it to the applicant for signature on that date.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it was definitely after that the submission was made.
Just drawing.
Okay. Okay, not being sure of when we actually received this.
Yeah, because the date is July 19th, so I just don't know when.
I can confirm with Anita when it was clocked in.
Yeah.
Because they would have a copy of it as well,
But I'm looking for,
the 21 days.
yeah, the 21 days.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if this is particularly legal, but if we look for an agreement to extend 30 days beyond the original deadline date, whatever that turns out to be.
Laura, may I make a suggestion, if it's
Yep.
okay?
Mhm.
I was gonna say, what if we extend the final action deadline to the next meeting? Because we know Dave wouldn't have presented it for tonight if it wasn't within the time frame. And then if come the next meeting, things are not ready, or we find out a
Do it
different
for-
date, we could just, at that time, extend the final action
Definitely.
again if we
Again,
needed
I
to.
suppose, okay.
But if you would rather change that time frame and have the board vote on it, it's whatever you're comfortable with.
I just like Norm's idea because town council in 2 weeks
Yeah,
has sometimes been very tough
yeah,
to get back to us
that's-
on.
That's
I
not gonna
understand.
happen. Yeah. So, would you be satisfied with that? To delay the deadline to 30 days past whatever the now existing deadline is?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I think, Norm, if this was dated the 19th,
Mhm.
12 days would be 31. Today is the 8th.
Yeah. But see,
Nice.
have an August 2 date here.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay.
So there's dates flying all over the place here.
Yeah, we better find out from Anita.
So, okay, do I have a motion?
Motion to extend the A&R date final action until 30 days from the date that it was to be, or to its
Original date,
original date.
deadline.
Deadline of 21 days, yeah.
Okay. Do.
Second.
Second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Once again, all in favor, roll call. Marilyn?
Aye.
Dick?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
Norm? Aye. So, we will see, if we have something back for the next meeting, we'll certainly let you know. That's in 2 weeks. But I think that will be really stretching it a lot.
Understood. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good night.
Okay,
Thanks.
very good. Okay.
Can I just fill out the bottom of this
Yes,
one so I can have you
yes,
sign it?
yes, you may do that. I'll be thankful if you do. Very thankful. That's this. And that is all stuff regarding that.
Yeah, I was looking for this one. Typically, we get this on the front of the
Yeah.
Form A.
Yeah,
And it wasn't there, so that's the reason why I was confused too.
well, it could possibly just have not shown up on the.
Could be on
copy.
Dave's copy that he's got.
Okay.
I will fill in the 2 date once I confirm with Anita the date was stamped
Okay.
in, and then I'll just
Yep.
do 30 days from whatever that date is, if you're okay with that.
Oh, is there anything you can't do?
I'm trying my best.
Boy. Okay,
We got 11 minutes, so we can
yeah,
move on to something
11
else.
minutes. I guess, well, we can go to the, bond reduction thing.
Planning board?
Yes.
Sit anywhere?
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on in,
Okay,
sit anywhere you
thanks.
want.
Oh,
If
yes.
someone once said, they must be Lutheran, sitting in the back of the church.
Hey, hold on a second. American or Missouri Synod, that's what I need to know. Or Wisconsin.
Okay,
Clee asked for,
he wants for a bond reduction for all 3 phases of Brice, Lemon, and Maple Hill. Which,
Maple Hill I don't have a problem with.
yeah, I don't have a problem with it either. There is, work has been done.
Yeah.
Phase,
Phase 3 still,
the one thing that I am kind of thinking is there's a very distinct possibility, certainly that Maple Hill, and maybe even Phase 1 and Phase 2 of Brice Lemon, may already be at the minimum.
okay.
And I asked Dave and I think he has already been in touch with Quinn, so that we know that on every bond reduction that we get, they put the original bond amount on the top of that new bond reduction
Oh, and then
spreadsheet.
that tells us what the number is, and
And
then,
that tells us what the 10% retainage is.
okay.
So.
I'm fine with, yeah, because Phase 3, I don't want to drop to 10% until like the detention pond and a lot of stuff is finished.
Mhm.
Because I don't think it's there yet. But 1 and 2, I could go to minimum and not have even a twitch at.
Yeah.
Same with Maple Hill.
Mhm.
Thing's done.
Doesn't the water flow go to, back to detention pond 1 and 2 from 4?
Oh, you mean that, that cul-de-sac that he's gotta put in?
Not only the cul-de-sac, but, you know, phase 4, I thought the flow of the overflow, stormwater or whatever, goes in detention pond 1 and 2.
I don't know.
So I was just gonna ask, can we make sure that, you know, we do hold something aside for keeping those ponds clean until the whole thing is done?
I don't mind putting that in a note to Quinn to check.
I like that.
Well, like I say, you know, we hold for a full year, we hold 10% of that original bond.
Yeah.
And that very, very likely would cover any of that sort of thing.
Cleaning.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, because Dick, I'm guessing phase, is it 5 that connects them, or is it 4?
4.
4.
4.
That crest, so I think some of that phase 4 goes into phase 3's detention pond, and some goes into 1 and 2, if I remember right. It splits once you crest at the top. Because you go up and then you crest and then you come into phase 3.
Yeah.
So I thought at the crest it went like this.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah, again, this is just remembering how the layout of the road was going to be. I don't mind just making a note to Quinn just to check it and make sure we got enough money for phase 1 and 2 with the 10% to cover any clean out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if he's got to put a little section in there, detention pond, adder or something, or holdback, I'm fine.
Yeah, well, I don't know
So,
whether they want to do that. But the other thing is, you know, regardless of what Quinn comes back with, their bond amount is a recommendation.
oh, so we could add on to it if we wanted to.
If he comes back with something that particularly is less than that 10%,
Okay.
we can say we're gonna keep the 10%.
Well, I say let him do the bond reductions. At least get the paperwork done.
Yeah.
I guess I'll make a motion to authorize Quinn to get the bond reduction paperwork to us for Maple Hill Estates and Brice Lemon Estates phase 1, 2, and 3.
Do I have a second?
Sound good?
Second.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Then, once again, roll call. Dick?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
Marilyn?
Aye.
Norm? Aye. Okay. That crosses off Maple Hill for us. It crosses off, we don't have anything on Brintnal Estates.
I was gonna say there's nothing on Brintnal and Bear Hill either. I didn't see.
No. Brintnal Estates, they are still working on that first crossing.
Has Clee? Do you know, Norm, if Clee got back to us with any documentation of that second crossing's engineering that we asked for as part of the total package?
I'm not sure if the
Okay.
engineering is done.
Yeah, I really, I guess, and I really want that done before they start this time, because we should have had it as the complete package for Brintnal Estates,
Yeah.
and they haven't done that. And I thought David sent him a letter saying, please get us the complete.
I'm pretty sure he did,
Okay,
so.
I guess I'll just throw in the minutes. I want to reiterate that I want that finalized before, you know, they start moving forward. That's it.
Okay, let me let's see, we still have 5 minutes, 4 minutes to go here.
Norm, if I may,
Yep.
under Brice Lemon, it says authorized detention basin amendment. I
Yeah,
don't know if that was for
Yeah.
Well,
tonight.
that's this whole report.
that's,
Okay, so that's too much for now.
that could be some significant discussion.
Yeah, that's not gonna go 5 minutes.
Got it.
So, but I'll make a bet, we can do an bylaw subcommittee update.
The bylaw subcommittee is, will be starting on next week Wednesday rather, to really get involved in establishing what kinds of businesses would go into which category, and category 1 and 2. Also, we seem to have a problem with the number of people that are on the board, and we may need to look at increasing the board members.
Yeah, I
Since,
apologize, I missed it, I got tied up in another nightmare.
right, no, I
couldn't get there.
understand that. But I haven't talked to Bonnie, but I'm assuming that she won't be coming back. She's,
Probably
and with you not being able to make it and Kevin not appearing, it,
not. Now, we move the next meeting to a Wednesday instead of Tuesday.
Right,
That's gonna
that's
be easy
right.
for me to make.
oh, good.
Yeah.
That-
And for Dick too,
Oh, yeah,
because he has a
right,
conflict with the AdCom.
right. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that gets into the meetings to make it that the board, the meeting is being moved to Wednesday evenings.
Got it.
Should
At
we-
6:30?
Has that been posted?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's not till next Wednesday though, right?
Yeah,
The 17th?
A week from tomorrow, a week from
okay.
tomorrow, which is Wednesday
So you
at
still have some
6:30.
Okay, so Dave can do it when he gets back.
Right,
Monday.
he can do it Monday, and it would still work.
Okay.
To
Okay.
do the posting, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we ask Mike Moriarty maybe to put something on the website? Looking for bylaws, subcommittee.
Members?
I would
Members?
go through Anita.
Okay,
Are you talking about the website or the town sign?
both. No, it'd be the website. I don't think
The website
this.
would go through Anita.
Okay, I just think we need to maybe throw it out there and see what we
Uh-huh.
get.
Yeah, maybe.
What is a quorum on that committee anyway? I was trying to figure that out.
I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out either.
I know it sounds horrible. I honestly,
How many members do you have?
We had 6, and we're down
Yeah.
to 3, including Tim.
So
Well,
6 that are
you know,
appointed?
it's,
4,
I should
4
check.
including me, I'm sorry.
I should check with Anita again. But I think the way it's been formed is it's kind of a loose thing.
Oh, okay, so
of
it's different than a regular board?
Planning board members and
Bonnie.
She's the only one
And
left.
whoever
at
wants
least
to show up.
one member at large, okay?
Because technically,
But-
if you have 6
yeah,
members, you
yeah.
need 4 for a quorum.
Yeah, but all planning board members do not have to be a member of the bylaw subcommittee.
Oh, yeah, that is confusing.
Yes, it is. Okay, it's, you know, it's available if they want it.
So
And-
legitimately,
but I-
there's
you know, I
only
don't-
2. It's Marilyn and Bonnie right now that are physically listed as.
Yeah,
I mean, we planning board members are on there, but if they can't make it, they're not. That's what I'm looking for.
I should check with Anita and see
Yeah.
if she can look up a charge.
Because, I mean, Norm's always there, and Dick's always there.
Yeah.
And Dave's always there.
Well, Dave will not be there for every one of
Right,
those.
but he has been.
He's been doing pretty good that way. Okay, we are at 7 o'clock, so we now have, if I can, find what I'm looking for. A public hearing on the petition of the Amidio Brothers, I guess it is.
That's correct.
For a basic accessory dwelling unit special permit at 24 Arline Drive. And Dave's notes.
Oh, that's back. That is on the second page. It's number 3 of his notes. He's got the check. Dick, they've given us $500 and it's check 21220.
Here we are. Okay. Okay, we have the plans. I don't know if you'd like to make a presentation. You can come up and explain to us a little bit about what it is you're going to do.
Okay. My name's Joe Amadeo. And what we'd like to do is basically put on an in-law apartment for, this is Amy and Ed Palmerville.
Hi.
Amy's mother will
Hi,
be moving in, would be moving into the in-law apartment. And we're basically not, the in-law apartment, it's not attached, it's above the garage. So it doesn't, you know, give that appearance of a added apartment onto the building.
Now, what structure exists now?
There is no, it's gonna
It's
be
a
a new
brand new
house.
house build,
Brand new
yeah.
A
house.
whole brand new
Yep.
house?
Oh,
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, because I think, Norm, that this special permit's holding up the building permit, am I correct?
Well, we finally did get the building permit, but
Okay.
now it's contingent upon,
That's what I thought.
Approval.
Okay. Oops, sorry about that.
okay. I don't know. Anybody else have any questions?
I went through these plans and I'm going, wow, this is the most complete. And I'm going like,
Well, yeah.
this is a house build. And then I was struggling until I got into this, trying to find where the accessory was. And then I said, it's over the garage. That's where it is. And you've got the stair in the back, correct?
correct, and we also have one
Going
going
through.
into the garage.
Yeah. So you got 2 access points here.
And, I don't know, we discussed this a little bit earlier. There is one provision, which in this case just does not make sense to me anyway, in our bylaw that talks about all stairways must be, enclosed in the building. I guess number one, it doesn't make sense to me in this case. Number two, I think it needs to be rewritten, to be perfectly honest with you. Not that we can do that tonight. But, and I don't know, at least, hey, I'm not an engineer, I'm not an architect. From what I see, I don't know, it looks pretty darn good to me.
I liked it. I mean, it's just a large house with a breezeway that goes over to an accessory apartment.
Yeah. I mean, it's,
The whole purpose of the enclosure is for weather, because we live in New England. If it gets ice and snow, we were worried about anybody that would fall, especially on stairs.
Yep.
That's why we'd really push the enclosure of the stairs, so. But again, you've got access to the house, so I'm like,
Well, that's what I believe the main access is going to
Her
be
car will
through
be in the garage.
yeah,
We have a spot for her. So
yeah,
she'll be coming down the garage stairs. The deck off the back is just so she can have a
Basically.
deck and spend time in the yard with us.
And the deck's off the bedroom as well, so
Yeah.
the main
Yeah, I see
the
another
walk-ins
one.
and the kitchen is from the garage.
thing is, I think that outside stairway is an added safety factor.
It's
Yeah.
more of a second egress, really, is
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
is, so.
I'm fine with this. I mean, I have, the enclosure, like you said, was the only thing that possibly could, but I could still, if we needed to, as part of the special permit, I don't mind putting a waiver function on the special permit, waiving the enclosure. I don't know if we need to.
I don't think we need to. If you look at Dave's notes, that he sent, he almost thinks that there's kind of like a contradiction,
Yeah, he says it's largely unenforceable.
yeah, you know, in our bylaw.
So we probably
That's what
need
happens when
to,
we try to write our own
Yep.
bylaws.
yeah. Nobody's perfect, so and I read all the stuff. My first question was septic, but I immediately found the notes from the health agent, so I'm good there.
Yeah,
So that was the end of my only question I came up with was water and sewer, and that's all covered, so I don't have an issue.
yeah.
So, I mean, I'm ready to,
Yeah.
to bless it.
I was very excited to read these plans because I'm a retired occupational therapist and I was kind of promoting this. And you're our first actual, I don't know if you're aware, the first plans to be accepted for the accessory dwelling.
Oh,
of the year.
okay.
So-
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So had examined the plans quite carefully and I didn't really have any problems with them.
Mhm. So, Dick, any comment?
I like the plans, I like the way it was laid out, and I'm all set for it.
Okay. So, if you look at Dave's notes, he has a suggested motion.
Oh, it's easy then. God.
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'll make a motion.
Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Since it's a public hearing, we
Oh,
have to
we
ask
got-
the public and then close the hearing
Oh.
first.
yeah,
Oh,
oh,
okay.
that's right.
Is there any comment from the public?
I'm actually a neighbor. I just, out of curiosity, there's been a few other homes in the neighborhood that have added in-law. I just don't know what the controversy would have been with this one here.
We got a new bylaw
It
saying
was an
it's okay.
existing home that they added
Mhm.
an in-law.
Well, essentially, the bylaw just went into effect, I can't quote.
May.
it. May,
Yeah.
May last year.
Yeah, I'm here because I wasn't quite sure what their proceedings were gonna be, if it was gonna be a separate dwelling, you know?
Yeah.
You know, obviously it's gonna be an attached garage and, you know, down the road, I didn't know if changing the bylaws or whatever, that all of a sudden they could sell off their land also, because it's an 8-acre lot,
Mhm.
and end up putting, you know, 10 houses in down, you know, it's a cul-de-sac.
Wow. If they have sufficient frontage.
Yeah, if they got frontage, they can subdivide, but
It's
looking
not
at,
specified as a single dwelling, you know,
well, the house is, and the accessory apartment's attached to the house, so
Yeah.
they couldn't,
No.
they'd have to break the breezeway up and then put the property line between the breezeway
Yeah.
to make it a separate, and
Yeah.
I don't think that would happen.
yeah, I'm just down the road, that's what I,
Yeah, and if
Or,
I-
yeah, or to do any other,
to put another road in, so to speak, and then.
they would have to create new lots.
Yeah, they have to create lots.
That's I didn't know if it's
Yeah.
zoned for just a single family,
So,
even though it's
Well,
an
that
8-acre
area
lot.
is, that area is
Yeah.
zoned, but
Mhm.
if I remember looking at the cul-de-sac, I don't think there's enough frontage
isn't.
Nope.
to be able to put another house lot in there since it's a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, well, I didn't know, like, sometimes you see a road just thrown in, all of a sudden, then it opens up into the back
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
a piece of property.
No, if, the only way they could do that is if they had 5 acres and 50 foot of frontage extra from theirs, then they could do a estate lot. That means they'd have to, I don't think it's physically, looking at the drawings that I had, and at the cul-de-sac, there's not an extra 50 foot of frontage
Yeah.
to be able to
I-
do
You know,
that.
I'm just,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure of what this procedure was, you know, I received a letter
It's new.
in regards to their,
This is our first one.
yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of them are all illegal, and
I was gonna say,
we'll be
technically.
waiting for you to put in your claims to have them to come
They
before
were, they were
us.
gonna put a 3-story, you know, building in over there.
This is our forever home, so.
Yeah. All
I
right.
just need your name and address for the record.
Brian Hultquist, HULTQUIST, and it's 22 Arline Drive.
Thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Make
So-
a
oh, go ahead.
motion to
Is
close-
there any further comment from anybody?
Hearing none, I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second,
Now second that.
Dick, I'll let Dick do some.
Okay, once again, roll call vote. Marilyn,
Aye.
Tim,
Aye.
Dick,
Aye.
Norm, aye. Hearing is closed. Now,
Okay, I'll make a motion for the special permit, to approve the special permit, subject to construction. It's in substantial conformance with the plans submitted and per standard conditions for a accessory apartment. You didn't have that in there, but I thought we should probably mention it.
okay.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Well, it was easy. Okay,
Did a
once-
phenomenal
yeah,
job.
yeah. Once again, all in favor, Tim,
Aye.
Marilyn,
Aye.
Dick,
Aye.
Norm, aye. Now, kind of bottom line here is, the decision has to be written up, which our planner will do when he comes back sometime next week. We will sign the decision at our next meeting, which is 2 weeks from now. I would assume he'll have it ready anyway. And then there is a 20-day appeal period. Once the decision has been filed, technically you can go ahead, but it's at your own risk. Just in case
Yep.
someone, I can't see
Well,
why
in
anyone
this
is going to
case-
appeal.
It's, the house has gotta go up first anyway, so
Yeah,
we'll
so,
be, yep,
but that's just the details.
okay,
That's all
Yeah, I just
about.
added in
thank you.
for accessory apartment.
Okay,
All right,
very
thank you.
good.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Very nice.
Actually, your builder is related to that.
Okay, we are back to Brice Lemon
Yes.
and Quinn's report. Which, God, I have a hard time keeping these things straight.
No problem. Oh, the no good guy even had a motion for the bonds I didn't see. Dave had one of those.
Yeah, he's saying everything.
What have I done with the Quinn report?
Oh, it's,
There it is.
should be 5, yep.
Okay, okay, just kind of going through it by the numbers.
Yeah, number 2 gets back to, this is where, Norm, you were talking about the DPW's got to do a lot of work. He's got a
Yeah.
lot of DPW's when it refers to board.
See now, under number 2, Carl is saying a freestanding wall is very unusual.
Yes, I asked him about that, and he said his fear with a freestanding 5-foot wall is that he wants Director Buckley to make sure that he knows about it, because it's going to require inspections more than a typical engineered structure, because you can get water, because the slope's so, I don't want to use severe, the slope is so steep coming into it that you can have washout and water going underneath it, which will erode the base of the freestanding wall. So that's why Carl
Yeah.
said, just want to assure that Director Buckley knows about that and doesn't have any issues.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, Carl,
Okay.
thanks for that explanation, because I wouldn't have gotten that out of the comments.
Yeah. Well, somewhere, oh, okay.
And because it's over 4 feet, it needs an engineer too.
Well, I'm a little bit confused here, because if you go over to the second page, number 13,
Yep,
it appears that a boulder wall, is this a different wall?
yes,
Okay,
I asked him that, because this
Okay.
is a
okay,
freestanding built wall.
yeah.
That's 5 feet.
Okay, so, okay, we gotta get a hold of Joe.
Yep,
on that one. Number 3, this is kind of interesting.
That's a mean slope, man.
It says access to all parts of the base must be provided in order to conduct maintenance. This Mass DEP requires a 15-foot wide access, slope at a maximum. But then he says typically a width of approximately 10 feet is suitable.
See, he didn't put in here, but when I was talking to him, I said, this to me is another DPW. Joe, need you to bless this one.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
So I had 2, 3, and then 4 with the spillway. I was like, this sort of needs Joe too.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay. Basically, we refer this to Joe and no action on approval,
Yeah,
as far as I'm concerned.
yeah.
Mhm.
I did ask Carl, because there was something down here about, and maybe it was a response that, there was something about stormwater tables, and I think there was 11, and Carl said, nope, I've looked at them, I'm good with them. I said, I just wanted to make sure, because it looks like Need submitted a new stormwater calculations.
Yeah.
And this is where Joe, or Carl had said, where we really need Joe is number 10 too. Is it says an inspection maintenance protocol for proposed walls must be provided. So that was something Carl said really need Joe to take a look at, and what does he need, and have Clee either have an instructional engineer or somebody write it up.
Yeah.
It's almost like an operating and maintenance manual for the wall.
Right. So 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and 10.
Yeah. And then 12 was sort of us. And Dick, I know you don't like this, but I think in this case, because the way the slope of those backyards are, and that wall only being 5 feet, I think we need a fence at the top of that wall to ensure any kids don't climb that 5-foot wall and then have the ability to fall off into the detention pond. So this is...
It must be razor wire.
Hey, you took the words out of my mouth. I said the same thing to Carl, and he's like, I don't think that's acceptable in Massachusetts. But that...
No offense. If the parents can't teach the kids...
I get it, but
company.
I'm just, because that's...
But they don't.
Yeah, so I guess
That's simple.
I'm protecting the town is what I was getting at. I like that black fence with the
I got a better idea. It's going to be Mr. Blair's. He's the one that's going to have a policy on it and everything else. Why should we have to bend because of his stormwater management? Why didn't he keep the houses the heck away from it? Why has he got such steep bankings in the first place? All right, calm down.
Yeah. All I was doing was looking for a way to prevent any children from getting hurt.
Yeah.
Because that was an issue in phase 1 with the detention ponds and the people that live there. They wanted it fenced. So I thought in this case, in phase 1, there was no slope like this.
No.
The back.
No.
So I just, it's the black fence with the plastic poly that goes over the chain link. So, I just think Mr. Blair they've got to come up with something to make sure that, put the fence at, somewhere on that wall so they can't climb and get over it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Whose responsibility is it? Is it DPW or is it the homeowners association?
I think it's the builder from the start.
At the start of the building, then it'll be the homeowners.
Yeah, it's the homeowners association to maintain it, Dick. That's my opinion.
All right, then let them put the wire and all that up.
Well, I think, again, this is my opinion. I think the fence should be provided by the builder, but the
Yeah.
maintenance
Oh, yeah.
of it should be done by the homeowners after that.
Definitely.
And if the DPW goes over there to clean it out and see the fence is, torn down or broken, he should send a report to the homeowners association to fix it.
Mhm.
That's my opinion, but, see, I also went with, maybe we could get some of that horse, electric thing and put it on the fence, so when they climb it,
Zap.
yeah, sort of like bug zapping, but that's a little bit, and Dick, that'll train the children not to climb it, trust me.
Yeah.
I was thinking we could plant it with poison ivy and then they'd
Or
only
what's-
climb it once.
What's that invasive species of,
Kudzu.
no, it starts with an S. I just ripped it out of my backyard.
It was Japanese knotweed.
No, it's in all
But
the,
that was seriously invasive.
sumac, yes.
Oh,
Sumac will
Oh,
rock anybody's
What's a
world once
sumac?
they get it on them.
no.
Not the kind we have
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the kind we had here had
No.
oils on it that,
No, no,
No.
no. No, this is staghorn sumac that we have.
oh, okay.
And I'm stalling here,
I'm sorry.
okay? And right about now, if you look at the mature staghorn sumac, they have these cones of like red berries
Yeah.
up on the top.
Oh, that's what the birdies eat, then
Take those berries
get rid of them?
and pick them off, soak them in water for a few hours, and you'll have Indian lemonade,
Oh.
also called russaid.
I was told to get rid of them because when the birds eat them, the seeds go somewhere else and more sumac
they
comes
probably,
up.
yeah, they probably do. They're a pain once they get started,
Yeah.
but they are good for something.
I was in a meditation class one time and we made tea out of those.
Yeah, I
It was
didn't know
over
that.
at the community center and we were
Yeah.
out in the dark,
Mhm.
rummaging around
Yeah.
in the bushes trying to find some berries.
It's basically the coating on the berries that is citric acid. There's just something else in my vast knowledge of useless information.
It's a fun tip, though.
Yeah, and I've made it, I've tried it, it's not bad. Okay,
Well, the other thing that I wanted that I really, again, I know I'm harping on this, but here we are with half the houses built in phase 3, and we don't have he wants this modification and no structural engineering plan. And the reason I'm so adamant about this one is we let it go on phase 1 and then we got, oh, it's built, it's okay. I wasn't gonna let this happen again.
yeah, well,
So I don't know how to. Cleve, come on, just give us the whole documentation for the.
okay,
I guess what I was saying is, me personally, and again, it's just me.
we.
I'm not going to accept I'm not going to approve this amendment until we have a whole package.
Well, unless I'm reading this totally wrong, he is planning on building an engineered concrete wall.
Yes.
Yes. We have to see the plans.
Yeah. And so, because Dave said that he's requesting a determination for the modification of the detention, of Phase 3's detention basin amendment. And me personally, I'm not going to approve it until I get the whole package for that. And we don't have it yet, so till we get it, I say you can't build anything until we get it. That's my opinion.
No,
I'll buy that.
I agree with
Mhm. Do we have anything else? Then I think it's time for open session. Public comment.
Oh, the other, before I say it, the one thing that, if somebody talks to Carl, these new comments need this 13 and 14. Julian didn't give any comment on that, so I don't know if he's seen them yet or not, so I just wanted to make sure this report, if they don't have it, to get it to them. But it was CC'd to them, so maybe he just didn't get it updated. So I would be expecting in our next meeting that we would have comments back on those 13 and 14.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's it.
Peter?
So, good evening. There's been discussion at the last couple of meetings about permits and expirations and things like that, and there's a complication I wanted to bring to your attention. something that many people have forgotten about, and that is COVID tolling.
What?
Was ist das?
So when the governor signed the emergency declaration on sheesh. Let me find the right date here. On March 10th, 2020, which began the COVID declaration, all timers for active permits stopped. They could not expire until the emergency declaration ended.
Repeat that whole thing again.
So, COVID, the emergency declaration of Massachusetts was signed by the governor on March
Yeah.
10. At that date, for all practical purposes, the timer for expiration on every permit stopped.
Okay, okay, on every permit.
Permits, every permit, they stopped.
Okay, so that would be, for us, that would be special permit.
That would be
primarily.
specials.
Probably.
Yeah,
And the clocks started again on June 15th, 2021. Which means that every active permit on March 10, 2020 has been extended 463 days.
okay.
A year and a month, or a year and a couple months.
So there is a paper that I found, it's not specific to planning board, but there are examples on there that describe how to apply this tolling to when permits were done. And there are a couple, there's
Dave.
Yeah.
one very interesting one, which I didn't know, which is that every permit issued after the start of the COVID declaration was not tolled.
Oh, so they didn't let it be a freebie just
No.
because you got to let
What
things.
got told was the timeline to activate the permits, so that if you had a 21-day limit, that limit was lifted for the duration of the emergency.
Okay.
But once each board became active and began to do its work during the COVID emergency, once the permit was issued, there's no extra tolling. So it's only permits that were active before
COVID.
March 20
Okay.
and on effectively March 20.
I still don't think that affects any of our specials because a lot of the specials has expired
Well,
way before that.
Well, not just expired, the 2-year expiration on specials is, to me, is just kind of weird. Because special permit for a common driveway. They put it in, it's never gonna expire. It's still a special permit for a common driveway.
And why would they ever reapply? And it's not like
Yeah,
you can
in the state law.
undriveway
Yeah,
it.
in the state lot, you build your house, you live in it. After 2 years, the special permit's gonna expire. And that's, at least from what I remember reading in Mass law, it doesn't say, there's no qualification on that. It just expires at the end of 2 years, period, which is nonsense.
And I think their intent was if it's not built within the 2 years.
It's probably the intent,
But that's not how it's
but
written.
it's not written.
Yeah, well, again,
Well, is it a permit to create a common driveway, or is it a permit for the common driveway to exist?
It's a permit.
Isn't-
Well,
That's it. It's a question. I don't know. I just
it's not
meant to allow a
existence.
common driveway.
Yeah, it's to allow it, and it's got to follow the building requirements of the common driveway bylaw. So, yeah, technically it is for building, but Norm's right, if it doesn't say that, I mean,
Yeah.
so we need to go to Dave and say, everybody that's got a common driveway in Rutland needs to be shut down.
Yeah.
that would go over really well. That'd be awesome.
Everybody who lives on an estate lot has to tear it down.
Yeah. I don't agree with that, so, again, and that's why I'd mentioned to Clea, and Dave, I know Dave's looking into it. Noble Hill's been since '06 or '08,
Yeah.
something like that. I'm done. I mean, I really resubmit it, bring it up to what we have now, and if we had some changes, subtle changes, you know, things like that, let's resubmit it and get it relooked at. Because it's 14 or 16 years since that was submitted and approved. That to me is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's before my time, and that was quite a
Yeah,
while ago.
it's before like 3 people.
Oh, great, thanks.
So, that's my opinion. I'm not looking to cause him hate and discontent. I just think from the town's protection, we really need to, I don't want to start over, resubmit the same plan. I'm fine with that, but let's just,
We'll see what town council.
yeah, and that's the bottom line, is what does town
Because-
council say?
I do think if we try to rescind that plan, it's gonna cost the town some bucks.
I don't, see, when I read the Mass General Law, and again, I'm not an attorney, the ticker in there was, if you had individual mortgages by individual people, then the rescission can't happen. But if you have one person or one entity that's taking out mortgage on all the individual properties, that doesn't count as adhering to the law. It's like, I don't know, the Toll Brothers buying a piece of property and taking out mortgages on each individual piece of property. And again, that's for the attorney to say, but that's how I read it. But again, I need KP to tell us that right, wrong, or indifferent. Tell me what,
Yeah.
if I'm interpreting wrong, great, I like to learn, love to learn. So, like that.
So, do you have any other
That's it,
words
that's
of
all I
wisdom?
wanted to bring
That's
up
all we
to
wanted to bring
this
up.
board.
Jesus.
Thank you.
Talk about complicating things.
Yeah,
Ah,
I have a question on the accessory apartment.
Yep,
Do we need to put a waiver in for the back staircase?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. But, Yeah.
that probably needs to go on maybe if we get it cleaned up
I was gonna say.
for
yeah,
fall town
there's
meeting, it's simple.
well, no, we're not gonna get to it for fall, but for maybe next annual town meeting, we probably should take a look at some of that language.
Mhm.
I don't think it should be too hard to correct it, but it's just a question of coming up with just what's right. Okay,
I got nothing.
I'm okay. Dick, anything?
Oh, all set.
All set? Then,
Motion to close or to
adjourn.
adjourn, says they close.
Second that.
I hear a second.
Yes, you did.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.